This Saturday is already amazing. It's just going so well, guys. I can't begin to explain to you how amazing this Saturday is. I don't even know if anyone's here. Okay. Oh my gosh. So, I'm gonna explain to you everything that's going on. There's the STI. I brought the STI. Guys, give me some feedback. You can hear me right now, correct? You guys can all hear me? Okay. Ashik Ahmed says, yep. All right, so pretty much I've had about an hour to an hour and a half of like technical difficulties. I was gonna live stream about an hour, 30 minutes ago. The AirPods wouldn't charge. And I started messing around with it and I was like, man, why can't I get these to charge? What's going on? And then I realized, I don't really need the AirPods live stream. So I was like, you know what, just do it live. Do it without the AirPods. And then when I started trying to sign on to YouTube, it was crashing. The app was crashing. So I had to uninstall, reinstall, and turn on and off my iPhone like a few different times. And then after I turned on and off my iPhone a few times, the YouTube app worked and I went live, and then ends up you guys couldn't hear me because the AirPods stopped working. So in the words of Bill O'Reilly, we're just gonna do it live. All right, let's figure this out. Walking around the neighborhood. YouTube, keep you down, man. No, see, everything's pretty good. Everything's pretty chill. It's just stressful when technology's great when it works. So, yes, as long as so you guys are saying that the audio is fine, and that's good. I just wish that I looked like a stunner with my AirPods in, But yeah, keep calm and carry on. Another thing that's frustrating is now that I'm walking around trying to figure out where I'm not filming you, dude. It's not facing you, man. Woo! This guy was like, no photos, please, no photos. The frustrating thing is now that I'm trying to find a place to be, I'm holding on to this tripod, and I'm walking around like an idiot. So, he's walking into his car. Let's pretend that we're like following him. Dude, this guy is so mad right now. Come back! Come back! Seriously, I walked past him with the camera, like I'm clearly looking at the camera. And the guy's like, I think he was trying to dab on me. He was like, I was like, dude, I'm the freaking time teller. Why would I want to film you when I could just film myself? Jeez. Anyway, I wish I could read the comments while I'm like walking around, but believe it or not, live streaming is a two-hand job because I need to be able to have one hand stopping the comments so that I can read them, because if I don't stop the comments on the screen, they just keep scrolling. And then I need my other hand to sip the coffee, feel me? So we're gonna Make our way over to the park bench. Guys, always look before you leap when you're stepping off the curbs here in Cali. Because I've messed up my ankles just jumping off curbs and there's just potholes or gutters. Not really gutters because we don't have drainage systems here in Cali, and that's why we always get floods, but we have terrible roads is what I'm trying to say. Okay, we've made it to, dare I say, the safe space? We've made it to a safe space, guys. Okay, let me, man, today has been an incredible morning. Everything's good, man. The table, we're at the table. I have my toupee on. We're good. It's not a toupee, guys. I said toupee, and this couple was like, okay. Oh, the Gato is here. For those of you who don't know, that's the editor. Guys, the full-time teller team is here right now. Man, very, 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 very frustrating when technology lets you down. Everybody give a thumbs up for the editor being here in the chat. So, man, I sit down at my freaking table and Sebastian's already doing the, oh, someone's behind you. Oh my God, someone's behind you. Watch display, where are you, dude? So here's why this was a frustrating morning, guys. Technical difficulties, right? That's the title. Usually I title all of my live streams like Saturday Q&A, whatever. But I've had massive technical difficulties this morning. And then Watch Display was supposed to join me during the live stream, and then his plane, I'm not kidding, actually. Watch Display was supposed to be on this live stream. It was going to be a surprise for you guys, and he's in LA, but his flight was late, so we had to just do it. Is that you, Watch Display? Marek, I know, man. Oh, but it's a good morning. It's beautiful out. I don't need my jacket. You guys can hear me finally. The editor is here. Watch Display is here. Marek is here. Everything's freaking right as rain. Ugh. Life's wild. Free runner. Avionic difficulties. I heard the truck and then I saw the Tesla and I was like, there's no way that Tesla is making that sound. People are giving thumbs up. People are giving thumbs up. The Invicta free safe space. That's so true, guys. And then to put icing on the cake, the technical difficulties, someone was like, don't film me, please. Co-host. It's just one of those mornings, guys, but you see, you gotta adapt, you gotta overcome, you just gotta, you know, it's just, yeah, it is an eventful morning. Raj, hi Jory, sounds like you've had an eventful morning. No, everything's very good. I'm playing up the frustration. Especially when I tell my Instagram, followers that I'm gonna be live streaming at a certain time, and it just definitely doesn't happen. It makes me frustrated. Nestor Avila says, "I love you, Jory." I love you, Nestor. That's a cool name. James K. Insta what? David Binder says, YouTube is changing life. YouTube is changing, life is changing, knows a lot to learn about life. Oh, yeah, I know what you're referencing. You're referencing my end card. I changed it up, guys. Dean's here. He says the don't film me guy had an Invicta on his wrist. Guaranteed 100%, that is not even a question at this point. Marek, thoughts on colored gold, yellow, and rose on really pale wrist? Should I stick to stainless steel, white gold, platinum to match my Eastern European complexion? Or am I overthinking this? Thinking of an 1815 in rose. Well, Marek, you mentioned that you're Eastern European and your name is Marek, so I assume that you're probably Polish. Maybe Watch Display can contribute too because he's a yellow gold dude. No, I know you're Polish, by the way. Anyway, I don't think that you should worry about the complexion, like your skin tone when it comes to that stuff, because I think it's I don't think you should worry about how the finish looks on your wrist. I think you should worry more about how much you like looking at that finish, right? So for instance, my preferences of yellow gold or rose gold or white gold, it doesn't really come down to how it looks on my skin tone. It comes down to how much I like the look of that finish. And I know some people, like, again, it's personal preference, because some people won't wear, you know, I'm wearing like an olive drab pearl on right now, and some people are like, oh my God, you're wearing stripes with an olive drab pearl on? So some people literally, like, they'll do the matchy thing. They won't wear a certain color if it doesn't look good on their complexion that day or this or that. I think it comes down to how much you like a certain material or finish for your watch. So for instance, I think one of the huge pluses of white gold and platinum is that it's stealth wealth, right? People don't know what it is. They just assume it's stainless steel. But you know what it is, and that's badass. I think that's really cool. But sometimes you want yellow gold. Sometimes you want rose gold, a little bit flashier. I mean, it's funny, when people see yellow gold, that's immediately like, whoa. It's very rich, very in your face. But they don't know that the dudes wearing platinum and white gold have actually spent a lot more money on their watches. That's why it's stealth. But, yeah. Rob Peters, I want a 24 karat gold President. Chi-Town, California, certified T3 bot says, make sure you match the gold with cufflinks in the same color though. Yeah, well, again, talking about all this stuff, some people are like, oh, the shoe leather needs to match your belt, and the wrist strap needs to match the leather on your belt and your shoes, and this and that and this and that. And dude, this is like, this is not the right channel for that, because I'm clear. I mean, look at me. I am on the cutting edge of fashion. Society just hasn't caught up yet. All right, but yeah, I don't know all about the rules. Don't wear white after Labor Day. All that stuff. I don't know about the matchiness. I think that you just need to understand which material you like on a watch to watch basis, right? Like for instance, I think the Everrose Sky Dweller with the gunmetal dial, I think that's one of the most beautiful watches ever. But I don't like it as much in yellow gold. Is that weird? I don't know. They're both gold. It's just, I don't know. Mark says, I appreciate the thoughts, Jory, makes sense. Yeah, I wish I could. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes you guys ask me really good questions, and I'm thinking aloud, right? So I wish I could give you guys some definitive answers to some of these really interesting questions, but some of these questions, you know, they're new to me too. I haven't thought about necessarily what you're asking, so I'm kind of conceptualizing it and putting it together in my head as I talk and think. So I apologize for not, you know, nailing down certain questions as much as I'd like. David says, stealth wealth. I like that. Yeah, man, that's why white gold is honestly one of my favorites. People think it's just a stainless steel watch, but you know what you have. Alexandra says rose gold is the best. Peter2704 says 99% of blokes, oh, he says blokes, 99% of blokes wear the same watch every day and the same strap it came with. Yeah, that's probably right. It's probably 99.999% of people just wear the watch as it came out of the box. And I'm gonna admit something to you. When I first got into watch collecting, I was not a huge strap guy, right? I've mentioned Preston, Watch PJK is what he goes by on Instagram. Him and I actually grew up together. Gotta fix my toupee here, guys. Him and I grew up together in New Hampshire, and we reconnected as adults because of watches. He was really into watches, and he found out I was really into watches. This was before I became the time teller. But Preston has a habit of, before he even buys a watch, he orders like 6 different straps for that watch. So by the time the watch comes in, he has like 6 different straps ready to go. And I was never like that up until recently. So, yeah, it's funny. Some people are just obsessed with you know, immediately changing the straps out, and some people will just wear the watch as it came out of the box. For me now that I've spent more time in the watch world, and you know, I see the differences in straps, and I understand, you know, some of the watches like Seiko typically don't come with very high quality, comfortable straps. I am one of those people now that tends to buy a watch and immediately change the strap out. But, you know, different strokes for different folks. And another thing that I've really come to appreciate as the time teller is how much a new strap can like breathe life into a watch, right? A watch that you spend a lot of time with, like I have the luxury of having a lot of watches, guys, you know that. But even if you know, I had a collection of 2 or 3 watches, even one watch, it's really, really interesting how a watch that you spend a lot of time with can totally change and totally feel different when you put another strap on it. So that's kind of one of the big benefits of changing straps out and bracelets, and that's kind of what I want to convey when I make those episodes for you guys about watch straps. Marek says, hashtag straps are life. Chi-Town, California, certified T3 bus says, good East End London impression, Jory. Thank you. I try, guys. Christian Churchwell says, I just recently got the Fuyugashiki after your older video, and I agree that out-of-the-box bracelet is well-fitting and comfortable. Yes, that's kind of an anomaly, isn't it? That was a watch that Connie got me, and I was very, very enamored by it when I first saw it online. And I was like, you know what? This is a incredibly beautiful dial. It's a Seiko Presage with like the snowflake dial. I was like, this is a beautiful watch. The only thing that's gonna really be the weak point is the bracelet. Don't want one of these dress watch Seikos to come on a bracelet, because it's probably, that's going to be the part that they've been stingy with, right? It's gonna be not the best quality. Well, out of the box, I was immediately impressed. I sized it up and I was like, dang, this is actually a very, very high quality bracelet. I typically don't like butterfly clasps. It works perfectly. It's very comfortable. It doesn't pinch my hairy arm, because let's be honest, guys, I am, I gave you a little taste right here, guys. YouTube's gonna demonetize this video. I'm a very hairy man. All right. Hashtag Russian. Sebastian T in all caps. Sarbo33. Do Bodybuilding says, hey man, greetings from Bulgaria. Art Ponce says, can you recommend a good rubber silicone watch strap? I typically do not wear these. There's some people in the comment section that are recommending some. I typically do not wear silicone or rubber straps because of the reaction I get on my skin. It typically gives me a rash. TMI, I know. So people in the comment section, please recommend some decent silicone rubber straps for art ponts. I cannot, because if I get a watch with a rubber or resin strap, I immediately take it off. That's what I've done with my G-Shocks, as you know, if you watch my videos. And yeah. By the way, guys, can we just pause a moment so I can thank you guys for joining me later in the day with all the technical difficulties? You guys are the MVPs. You guys are the VIPs. You guys rock. Okay, so let me just take a moment to thank you for joining me here, even though the morning was an absolute chaotic disaster. Cowboy Swami with the super chat says, picked up a hammy mechanical advice on winding. Great watch, by the way. I don't think that you need to have any advice about winding. It's kind of straightforward. Crown in, just wind the watch up. But I do have some tips now that I think about it. Wind the watch with it off of your wrist. Okay, doesn't matter if you're a righty. If you're a right-handed dominant person and you wear your watch on your left arm, the crown will be facing out, okay? So you can do this. Do not set the time or wind the watch with the watch on your wrist. That angle puts some pressure on the crown stem and it can break in the watch. Don't do that. I'm a lefty, the crown goes in, it protects the crown from me, it's not gonna bump up against something, makes it even harder for me to set the time and stuff. But regardless, right or left hand, do not wind the watch with it on your wrist, wind it off of the wrist. And also, the newer Hamilton mechanicals, they have a stop in the movement, so you can't overwind it. At some point, it will just stop you from winding it. But I urge you not to really go there. Probably don't go there. What I do is every few hours, I wind it, I count to 20. I'm just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't take me long at all. And, you know, a couple hours later, I'll wind it again. And it's just a little excuse to play with your watch, guys. You don't need to wind it up all the way full stop. You don't need to do that. Play with your watches. Play with your watches in public. It's legal. Don't film me. Don't film me. Who do you think you are, dude? I'm the time teller. You're walking into your Mercury cop vehicle. He's probably a detective. It was like a Crown Vic, but the Mercury version of it. I don't know what it was called. I guarantee you, that guy might have been a Men in Black. Don't film it. He had the black, like a black fleece jacket and the glasses. Dude, what if he was walking and he was like, don't film me, and I was joking with him, and then all of a sudden he was like, he just totally blanked my memory and I forgot how to tell time. Wouldn't that be terrible? Oh yeah, it is a Mercury Marauder, but it wasn't black. It was silver. The Mercury Marauder was dope, but it didn't look like a Marauder. It was like it looked more like an old lady car, if that makes sense. By the way, I'm totally eviscerating this dude on a live stream and he has no idea. He didn't want to be filmed. Little did he know that was the biggest mistake of his life. I could have made you famous. You could have been a contender. What's up, guys? Morning. See, these people are so nice. They weren't like, please, please, no, please, no. Watch Andrew LaBounty, the noisy cricket. Such a good scene. Will Smith shoots the noisy cricket and gets launched into a box truck. It's so good. Guys, you guys are sleeping on the original Men in Black movies. James K, certified T3 bot. Do you have any experience with Omega NATO straps? I understand charging a premium for the signed Omega buckle, but they're 10 times more expensive than straps from Watch Candy or Blue Shark. Okay, Omega is famous actually for having very high quality straps. Okay, that's one thing I will That's one accolade I will give them. Omega's a company I love, right? I own 3 Omegas currently. The Speedmaster 25th anniversary Man on the Moon, the Omega Constellation Quartz, which I might sell, and my Omega Seamaster. So they typically have very high quality straps. That's kind of a common feeling in the watch world, right? Everyone kind of agrees that the straps are pretty nice. However, I don't think wanting the Omega buckle is worth the premiums they sell it for, right? Especially when you take into consideration what a NATO strap is for, right? They're supposed to be tough, sporty bands that you can, you know, mess around with. Kind of silly to pay hundreds of dollars for an Omega NATO strap when you can get, you know, a $20 Wrist Candy Watch Club strap that will last you forever and look really nice. Again, one thing I will say about Wrist Candy Watch Club is I pretty much can't wear NATO 2-piece NATOs from any other company because of the length. I haven't found one that's long enough for me to be able to tuck back. So I'm sure there's other really great companies out there. You guys can recommend some for me. I have a 7.5-inch wrist. It's a little bit bigger than that. And it's frustrating. So my experience, I don't want to pay a premium for an Omega NATO strap just to have it not fit properly. So that's why I would go with one of the more affordable companies. So that's just me, James K. Really good question. Michael Pitts with the super chat says, giving you my free $2 from YouTube Premium. Thanks, bro. Thanks, brother. Tyler Bishop says, dear Lord, sell that Constellation to me. Tyler, I believe you're on Instagram, and I think we've spoken before. Go ahead and send me a DM. Make me an offer I can't refuse. Yeah, guys, sound off in the comment section. You can totally list some good NATO strap companies you recommend. Again, although it would be cool to wear, you know, an Omega NATO strap on my Man on the Moon, it's not worth the price when I have, you know, other companies that are tried and true and fit me properly and I can get for, you know, under 20 bucks. So it's just the value proposition. Rob Peters, why are straps made too short? I think it has to do with like the average wrist size. I haven't done this market research. I think I probably have an above average wrist. So I'm not gonna complain that, you know, oh, these companies aren't gonna adapt for me, the outlier. No, if you're an outlier on the size average, then obviously the company, you're gonna have to, it's your job as the consumer to find something that fits you. So Tyler Bishop says, here's the hard part. Do I lowball the man that got me into watches or highball his gratitude for getting me into watches? Highball him as gratitude. Highball him. Highball him. Definitely highball him. Yeah, a lot interesting. Chi-Town, California, certified T3 bot. He says, I tried cheapest NATO straps. The keepers were too far apart and the length wasn't enough. So that's a really interesting thing as well. There's a lot that goes into NATO straps, even though they're quite simple. So it's kind of crazy that that it's the distance between the keepers and then the length of the overall strap, and then sometimes the second piece of material isn't the proper length, so it ends up cinching up against the watch case really tightly and it's uncomfortable on your wrist. All these different things. Again, not only are the dudes at Wrist Candy Watch Club super cool guys that like they've supported the channel a ton. They sent me a bunch of stuff that I've given to my viewers. They also make like the most wearable 2-piece NATOs that I currently wear. James K says we've lost Jory. Can you guys see me or no? Michael Pitts says, YouTube premium users. YouTube is giving 1 free super chat till 5/31, till May 31st. You guys should use those super chats here. Dean says, having streaming delays. I'm sorry, guys. I can't really do much about that. That's frustrating. Dan McCaslin, certified T3 bot, says Crafter Blue equals pimp. Yee. Milcom Moderator says, at least some of the blue Sharknadoes have one of the keepers able to move a bit. Chi-Town, California, how are the Wrist Candy Watch Club Perlons? Great, but Perlon straps are easier to wear because you don't have to worry about material folding over. So I'm not as picky with Perlons as I am with NATOs. I'm sorry if the connectivity's bad here, guys. I don't know what's going on. The title of this live stream is Technical Difficulties, so what can I do? The train is over there. Heinrich Mortensen says, what's your take on Omega versus Seiko? Both very prolific companies, both like quality companies for sure. I think one of the benefits of Seiko is they are at the top of their food chain, and Omega is a slave to Swatch Group now. So that's you know, that's frustrating, but it's also kind of apples and oranges, right? Like the types of watches they sell. Omega is known for their chronographs, right? And Seiko is typically known for their sportier sports watches. Yeah, one thing that I will say that's frustrating is the editor just gave me a super chat. See, even my team members support the channel more than some of you guys. I'm just kidding. Everybody, thumbs up for the editor being here, by the way. He goes by the Gatto, but I'm just gonna always call him the editor, so whatever. You guys can call him what you want. Gatto says, free money. Thanks, brother. Well, guess what? I'm gonna use this money to make another episode that you're gonna edit. So, yeah, I think getting back to the topic, the frustrating thing is Omega Swatch Group is getting more greedy, and they are very frustrating. And so while Omega is a big boy in Swatch Group, it's still a slave to Swatch Group, whereas Seiko is you know, they're kind of in charge of what they do. Dean with the super chat says, wrist check, thoughts on Game of Thrones. Watching? I don't watch Game of Thrones. I know. A whole bunch of dislikes are about to show up. Guys, I'm gonna blow your mind real quick. Kind of busy. Kind of a busy dude. And so it's very difficult for me to watch series. The only times I'm able to kind of sit down and watch stuff is at the end of the day with Connie. And even then I'm typically on the computer or on the phone sending stuff out. And yeah, kind of a bummer. But but Dean, the super chat asked for a wrist check, and there's 104 people in here now. And I'm going to state something here live. I'm gonna wear this watch more, and I'm gonna show you which watch I'm talking about. Doop. Oh yeah. Rolex 2940. Bubble back. With the Kirk Rich dial. Kirk Rich, California dial right here. Beautiful, beautiful watch. There's actually been more uploads on Time Away, guys. The last one I did was the hiking episode. There's gonna be more content, don't worry, guys. But I've made it a point. The other night I was in the office. I had to get my tuna. I was changing my tuna to the bracelet. I don't know if you guys saw, but my Sarbo 3.3, I wanted to go change out the bracelet. And I was chilling in the office at night, and I had this with me. And I was on Instagram and I was looking at some old pictures of it. And I was like, dude, you know, I want to wear this watch more. So I'm gonna, this is gonna sound crazy to you guys, okay? This is gonna sound absolutely bonkers. This is gonna be in my daily rotation. I know, a watch from the 1940s, a Rolex Mont Blanc. This is going to be in my daily rotation. I'm gonna make it a thing to bring back these small vintage watches. This is gonna be one of my daily watches. Brand new member, Patrick Petito. Everybody welcome Patrick, supporting the channel, taking action. You freaking rock, Patrick. Everyone in the comment section, please give Patrick Petito a warm welcome, because he is now a certified T3 bot. What is a certified T3 bot? Well, it's kind of like Patreon, but it's YouTube's version of Patreon. YouTube probably does get a cut. I don't know really much about how it works. When they implemented this about 6 months ago, like on my channel, essentially you get to a certain point, YouTube allows the creators to have different abilities. I broke past some arbitrary threshold. YouTube allowed me to implement channel memberships, and what you do is, for $4, I believe it's $4 a month, you become a channel member, you get your own icon, you show up as green, you get some green text there, and I use every cent from this channel to buy things like this tripod here that I'm using. I got a new tripod for the office, new lenses, straps, products to review. So you guys rock. It's a very tangible way to help the channel, and I'm going to be 100 million bajillion percent honest with you. Without my channel members, I would not be able to make content as consistently, because I now have an editor, and guess what? He's got to eat. So now I got to pay the editor. I got to buy him little blankets, little outfits, get him his little litter box. The editor is one of my cats, actually. That's why he goes by the Gato. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I pay the editor, get things for the channel, and you guys rock. So Patrick, thank you so much. Welcome to the channel. You are now a certified T3 bot. Chi-Town, California, certified T3 bot says, T3 bots get the privilege of oiling the beard. When's Sir Reginald Pennybottom coming in? Guys, super chat from James K, certified T3 bot says, are we still ignoring Watch Zealot asking for a friend? Guys, you saw it here first. We are officially right now unshunning the Watch Zealot. Watch Zealot is unshunned officially. Well, today my my editor did pay me $1 on the live stream. Mark Smith, make me feel bad about just ordering my clear blue straps for my SK. Clear strap? That's something from like the 90s. A clear watch strap. That's like the old 90s swatches. I'm back, boys. I'm back. Everybody congratulate the Watch Zealot for being unshunned. Don't get too comfortable, Watch Zealot, because with the snap of my fingers, I can Thanos you back to being shunned. I snap my fingers and the watch zealot disappears. Should have aimed for the head. I'm gonna give you guys a endgame spoiler. Thanos doesn't die. Wouldn't that be depressing? It's the last Avengers movie they ever make, and Thanos wins. That would be so amazing. They never make another one. Like right at the stinger at the end, after the credits, after everything happens. I didn't even see the movie yet, but after everything happens, there's like at the end of the credits, Thanos like appears and just destroys Earth. That would be crazy. That would make all the little nerd boys really mad. That's not how it was in the comic books. People are looking at me. Heinrich says, do you really need more than 3 watches? I don't know what you need, but I need a lot of watches. Milcom the moderator doing his job in spades, saying, welcome back, the Watch Zealot. Have you seen the like button? All y'all better be hitting the like button right now. David Binder says, what the heck is a Watch Zealot? Chi-Town, California certified T3 bot says Jory needs more watches. Yeah, see, I would like to say that this is like a little inner support group. I think we're kind of just enabling each other to go deeper and deeper down into our just, again, spiraling out of control addiction to wristwatches. King Hippo says, oh, this is maybe the best comment here. This is King Hippo. Love your show, only have one problem. I just saw a huge booger shoot out of your nose. Please use a tissue next time. That was nasty. Big booger, thank you. Here's the crazy thing about live streaming is that I can't anticipate what's gonna happen. So I apologize for the booger. I'm happy that you saw it though, because that added some pizzazz to the live stream. Anything can happen live. That's showbiz. That's the thrill, baby. That's why only some of us can do it. Booger Boys, hashtag Booger Boys. I'm gonna make a new section of the T3 Army, and it's gonna be Booger Boys. So, hashtag Booger Boys. Milcom, get on that. James K, get on that. Dean, get on that. Booger Boys, let's make it happen. Let's do it. Let's do it, come on. I wanna see those hashtags. Emil says, does it bother you when you screw down a signed crown and the engraving is in another direction but up? I know what you mean, but that doesn't bother me. Some people are much more particular. I don't want to say OCD. Some people are much more particular than myself. Check out that wristwatch tan, guys. Okay, so check it out. I took off my watch to show you something. Look at this truck. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna show you. Let me get in an optimal position. So here's the 2940, right? Beautiful Kirk Rich dial, California. If I can focus, hold on guys, hold on. This is not as easy as it looks. I know live streaming seems very easy. So this is signed Rolex Oyster right here, and it's kind of at a slant. It's not perfectly, there we go. I don't know if you can see it. There's that bubble butt on the bubble back, and it says Rolex Oyster. It's not signed perfectly up and down. I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. But some people that would really bother. I think that there's probably bigger things bigger fish to fry. I'm just putting on the watch. But you know, some people are much more particular. Reading more comments. David says, was there really a Booger jewelry? I don't know, dude. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm live streaming on an iPhone 10. Half the screen is taken up by comments, and I can't really see myself very well. So, and I'm not really paying attention to what I look like. I'm paying attention to the comments. So if there was Booger, I mean, I don't know, Booger Boys, hashtag Booger Boys, guys. Fute 6000 says, what is you name? Booger Boy. That's my name. Laszlo says, hi Triple T. What are your thoughts on Breguet watches? Looking to pick up a marine and rose gold if you give me the good to go on pulling the trigger. Breguet is a very orologically significant brand, very, very, very prolific brand, underrated. They have very attainable sports watches, which is crazy for a company like that. Yeah, I'd say do it, man. I think it's a cool watch. Mook Rage says, I'm here, darling. Chi-Town, California, certified T3 bot says, Jory, would you rock a Singer 911 or a 993 Turbo S? So Singer, for those of you who don't know, Singer is essentially a restoration company. They make their own, pretty much from the ground up built 911s. They do incredible finishing, just superb work. Honestly, the work they do is crazy with their Singer 911s. I would totally rock one of those. I would honestly though, between that and a 993 Turbo S, I would choose the 993. Anthony says, Jory, do you like vintage Eternal watches? Not really my thing. Village Roma says, hey, following your stream from Brazil. How's Brazil, man? It is a beautiful day out here, guys. That fellow there, certified T3 bot, is here. Embro, certified T3 bot, is here. Fashion, baby. That's just fashion, baby. Heck yeah. Fute 6000 says, what is your after name? You're cracking me up, dude. What is your name? What is your after name? My name's The Time Teller. Guys, help him out in the comment section. Okay, so this gets me in trouble when I talk about Tag Heuer. Tag Heuer is a very different company than Heuer. Okay, so Heinrich asks how I feel about vintage Heuer. Heuer is a company like the original Octavias and the Carreras. Beautiful watches, and I've said on video how much I like those vintage Heuers. Totally different company. Once you put Tag in front of that name, it's a very different company. All right, Heuer, great, good to go. If you can find one, do it, pull the trigger. Vintage Heuer Carrera, I would love to have one in my collection. A Heuer Carrera, not a Tag Heuer. Yeah, very different company. Barwall says, hey, Time Teller, what's going on, man? Embro says, Milcom, can we block the spammer? Milcom's on it, dude. Milcom, don't put him in timeout. Just get rid of him. Oh, is the Gato out of here? Editor, have a go, man. I'll probably text you later when I send the footage to you. Waba, I've seen your comment. I keep forgetting to address it. How many watches do you have in your collection? Too many, and also not enough. I say that every time someone asks me, because it is never ending. Village Roma from Brazil says, yo, the new Tag Heuer Octavia, is that cool? my issue with the new Tag Heuer Octavia is that it looks like a Spinnaker, and it doesn't look anything like the original Octavias, right? So, it's like when a car company reissues, it's like when a car company makes a new car and then gives it a name from like a prolific model that of years past. Do you know what I mean? So, I'm trying to think of like a good example of this happening. Well, essentially what I'm trying to say is that the new Octavia has nothing to do at all with the Octavia name. So it's an isograph. Okay, well the original Octavias were pilot's watches, and then they became Formula One watches. They were chronographs. The new Octavia has the only thing the Tag Heuer Octavia has with the original Octavias is the name. That's it. LaVenture! Dude, we got 2 members today joining. Thank you so much, man. Everyone, welcome. Nahem, thank you so much, brother, for supporting the channel. You are officially a certified T3 bot. Thanks for joining the army. You rock, dude. Thank you so much, guys. Everyone, give Nahem a very, very warm welcome. All my T3 bots in here. You just got another one joining the ranks. Quetz 70 with a very good question. I came to find out what you do for a living. Guys, after you welcome Nahem and that fellow there, what's going on? That fellow there, DM me, by the way. DM me on Instagram. Milcom the moderator is already on it. Yeah, Quetz 70. Milcom the moderator already said he's a business consultant. Guys, give the new people some give the new people some a rundown, a little summary. Milcom the moderator is the man. I love him. Fute 6000, who's quickly becoming my favorite person in the stream with just amazing questions, says, "Do you have a Gucci watch?" No, I don't, brother. Laszlo, what the heck, guys? You guys freaking rock, dude. Another channel member, Laszlo, joining the ranks of the certified T3 bot. You rock, man. Nahem, Laszlo, we got another one here. You guys are freaking crazy. Thank you so much. You guys rock. Honestly, making 3 episodes on the Time Teller channel a week, plus live streaming, plus, you know, every 2 weeks I try to do a time away episode. I couldn't do any of this without you guys. So my channel members, you help me out more than you could ever imagine. Okay, so I know it's $4 a month, and that's incredibly generous of you, and it helps me out a ton, guys. Thank you so much. Village Romo from Brazil with the super chat says, "How about the new tech on the Tag Heuer Octavia?" It's not impressive to me. And it put a bad taste in my mouth the second they called it Octavia. If only they gave it a different name. If they called it a Spinnaker, I'd probably be okay with it. William J with the rundown. I can always count on William J. He says, Jewish, business consultant, came from the barbershop, drinking Vietnamese coffee, wearing Warby Parker, jiu-jitsu practitioner with big guns, drives a Jeep Rubicon. That's pretty much all. He summarized me as a human. I just realized William J is an oracle. Fute 6000 says, "How old are you?" This guy is hilarious. Guys, William J just told you pretty much everything. I'm 45, by the way. Well, I turn 46 next month, so 45, 46. Yeah, people are okay. So people are talking about how Chevy discontinued the Camaro, brought it back, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's an example of it. The Charger, the Challenger, all, you know, American companies are notorious for doing this. So, my boy, every Saturday. Calvin says, "You look 30. Yeah, I'm turning 46 though, man. I know, mazel tov to me, bro. Mook Ray says, bollocks. You're like 40 for sure. Yeah. James K says, Jory doesn't look his age for sure. Embro says, Jory's 97 because he's Jewish, reptilian, also Illuminati. That's true. Oh man. Fute 6000. Honestly, Fute 6000 with the nicest compliment of, dude, he is the champion of this live stream. Says, how are you that old? You look 22. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. Milcom moderator says, 19 at most. Fute says, how old are you, Mom? Guys, I'm gonna blow your mind. I'm not turning 46 next month. I'm 29, okay? June 12th, I turn 30. But I get so many people telling me how old I look that I, Daniel! You're my boy too, Daniel. I'm 29, guys, but next month I turn 30. But anytime someone asks me my age and I tell them I'm 29 or I'm 30, they're like, you look like you're like 50. So I'm just gonna start telling you guys I'm older because I don't know how much my fragile sensibilities could take. Yeah, Z. Rob Peter says, I'd say 70, but you just look really good for your age. Michael says, lying dog. See, people are already accusing me of just lying because I said that I'm 30. I'm 29 technically, I'm still in my 20s. And people are like, BS. Dude, okay, so you guys know, on Instagram, I do AMAs, little AMAs on Friday, just because, you know, this is really the Q&A here on YouTube, but I get my Instagram followers in on the fun a little bit on Fridays. And someone asked me how old I was, and I told them, I'm like, hey, next month is my birthday, I'm turning 30 next month. Someone wrote to me and they're like, wow, you look so much older than that, LOL. Oh man, I can't believe I'm a year older than you. Oh my gosh, you look so much older than that. And they were like writing to me as if it was like jocular and like they were like joshing. And they were writing to me as if it was like, yeah, like I'd agree with them. They're like, oh my God, you know? Like you look so much older than me and I'm older than you. That's so crazy, Jory. And I'm like, first of all, you don't know me, okay? Second of all, that hurts my feelings really bad. But yeah, so that's why when people ask me how old I am from now on, I'm just gonna be like 50. Isaiah Rivas says, I'm 40, people think I'm 30. Yeah, well, I'm 30 and people think I'm 40, so. Okay, guys, have a good one. I'm back. Anders from Finland says, that was me asking that. Well, Anders, you're a jerk. What if I got super serious right there? I'm 12 years old, and what is this? Embro with the smiley face. 29 in beard years. On Fridays, Jory cheats on us. No, I'm lucky to have Instagram followers too, and you know, gotta keep them in the loop sometimes. I like you guys a lot more though, don't worry. Anders says, but I had no follow-up questions or comments. I love it. Sounds so good. Milcom, the moderator, with the information. Raj says, Jory, when you get past 40, you don't care. I think I'm ahead of the curve. I already don't care. Village says, have a shave to look younger, my friend. Yeah, but then I look too young. It's really a precarious situation here. Yeah, it does look like the Knight Rider car, but the Knight Rider car kit, I believe, was a Firebird. Or a Trans Am. Same body, same chassis. It was either a Firebird or a Trans Am. But that right there is an old Z. Milcom, the moderator, shave the beard for charity. Oh my God, could you imagine if I just did the goatee? Johnny watches 24/7, quit busting Jory's chops, yo. No, see, you guys, it's cool. When you guys bust my chops, it's cool because you got, like, we're in a gang, okay, essentially. The FBI guy that monitors my phone is probably like, we got gang activity, guys, sound the alarm. No, but we're cool. It's like a brotherhood. So we're all good. It's only when people that aren't in the gang, when they bust my chops, then it's, you know, it's clobbering time. Guys, Fute6000 has amazing questions. Help him out. Raj says he speaks from experience. Shabdo music in the building. Yeah, if Hasselhoff just showed up and was like, what's up? Isaiah says, we got your back. Johnny Watches 24/7 says, George, tell them you put the Grayson anti-gray formula on the beard to look 45. Yeah. People are obsessed with my hair and my look. It's funny. When I started, this is gonna sound very naive, and it probably was. When I started this channel, I thought it would be more about the watches, but people just consistently want to talk about how I look. Who would have thought? I mean, it's a watch channel. I thought silly for me to think about people wanting just to talk about the watches, but no, people want to talk about my toupee, because, you know, definitely wear a toupee. People want to talk about my musculature and how I look 45, essentially. People are like, hey, did you sign up for AARP yet? And I'm like, can we just talk about this Rolex, please? And they're like, yeah, but you're 47? You should get on that AARP. I'm like, yeah, anyway, it's a 32 millimeter diameter with an Eigler movement. And they're like, hey, your toupee's falling off. And I'm like, okay, guys, you know what? Let's have a good one. I'm the time teller. I'm just kidding. T3 gang, blood in, blood out. Marek, I knew that you would comment if you were here. I knew you would comment about that VW. I knew it. Was that you? That's probably you. I ski a little. They're like, wow, you're as old as that bubble pack. Yeah, I'm like, hey guys, 2940 automatic Eigler movement from 1940. And they're like, wow. So around the time you were born. Milcom, it's like Jory and Fute are on the first date. Yeah. Yeah, that was like Heinrich. That's what I'm saying, man. I appreciate that comment. He says, I don't care what you look like or how old you are, you like watches. Amen to that. Yeah, James K. First owner. First and only owner. I bought this baby new. You guys are cracking me up. Village Roma says, what time is it? It is 12:35 p.m. Let's get down to business. Chi-Town, how's that coffee doing? Okay, I've had so many technical difficulties that the ice kind of melted, so it's like filling up a little bit more as the ice melts. Watchzella says, oh, and hey, I just turned 30 years old today. Well, I don't know what you look like, so I can't make fun of you, but congratulations on turning 30. I'm sure that you look younger than you are. Congratulations, brother. God willing, I'll join you there. Fatty Harry Bassett says, Jory, ditch the plastic, amigo. Are you talking about this? You must be from California. Daniel says, you guys are haters. I would swipe right on Jory. That's the nicest comment and compliment that I've received maybe my entire life. Raj says, really enjoyed the 3-watch video. That must have been a tough one to do. I have no idea the 3 watches I would choose from mine. I really don't. Great stuff, Jory. Thank you, Raj. That's a very difficult question. It was kind of a second look at one of the first episodes I ever made on this channel. The #1 watched episode on my channel is about the Ultimate 3-watch collection. I just made a new episode about it last week. Jared Packer, Certified T3 Bot, says, I turned 38 a few weeks ago and look better than all y'all. Amen to that, brother. I believe it. Johnny watches 24/7. Have a go on, brother. Yeah, I don't know what plastic he's referring to. My glasses or, you know, the straw or whatever. .370Z just pulled past. And I'm like reminiscing about my past with my 370. Chevy Guy, 23.4 or 234. Says, Panerai versus Rolex, group thoughts from owners. Well, I own both. I only own one Panerai, I own multiple Rolexes. It's interesting that you ask this question because both of those companies have histories with each other, right? Rolex making Panerai movements, this and that. So it's interesting that you pick both of those watches. Nowadays, they couldn't be any more different. Panerai, okay, although, here's my biggest qualm with Panerai, right? Although there's very prolific, very advanced replicas, and by replicas, I mean fakes, frauds, phonies, on both companies, right? There's very, very advanced fakes on Rolex's side, and there's very advanced fakes on Panerai's side. The difference is that Rolex does a really good job spotting them and then trying to advance their own quality control. Whereas Panerai just does not, they're not even attempting to do that, really, it seems. Panerai has a difficult time even spotting their own fakes, I feel. So, very difficult to compare the two because I think Rolex is on another level, absolutely. You know what, vintage Panerai, which is very also a scary thing to buy, those are the ones I'd go for though. Malcolm the moderator, see you next week, Marek. Marek, love you, brother. I'll talk to you on Instagram probably. I'll probably comment on one of your ridiculously good photos that you take. Anders from Finland says, turn 26 today, may the 4th be with you. reading comments. Super chat from Cowboy Swami says, picked up an Oris Pro Pilot 45 because if you love it. Congratulations. The Pro Pilot is probably my favorite, probably one of my favorite everyday watches, to be quite honest. It's tough. It's kind of goes with everything. The lume isn't great. The lume is not great, to be perfectly honest, but everything else it does incredibly. Should I get it to Tissot Visodate, or do you have a better suggestion? If you like that watch, get that watch. I would probably get something from Seiko in that price range, but Chi-Town, California, certified T3 bot has a very interesting comment, but I'd actually take it further. He says Panerai is like the Maserati of watches, was hot in the 2000s, has gone stale nowadays. I would actually take it further than that. Panerai is like the Maserati of watches because Maserati was very hot in like the 40s. And that's when Panerai was hot. Okay, those watches are ridiculously cool with the Rolex movements. And now, they've gone stale. So you're right, but I would take it way, way, way past the 2000s. I would say in like the 1940s. Those are the Panerais to get, and the Maseratis to get. Nowadays, not so much. I mean, the Maserati's probably from the 60s and stuff, but you know what I mean. That tree trunk is the width of my neck. Thanks, Jiu-Jitsu. Jared Packer. Oh, hey, gonna be in Long Beach, the LBC. Won't have means to go far from the Vagabond Inn. Let me think about it. I don't do much watch shopping in the LBC. Let me, you know what? Let me, send me a message and let me tell you some cool places to go. Art Ponce, Maserati MC12 or Ferrari Enzo? MC12, for sure. Hands up. That's the second time I've sneezed on a live stream, guys. What is going on? This is really weird. I might sneeze again, too. I lost it. Okay, we're good. Okay, Maserati MC12 is such a cool car with the blue and white. It's much more, whereas the Enzo was like a stealth fighter, the MC12 was very smooth and sleek and elegant, and that beautiful Maserati grille. The MC12, beautiful, beautiful watch, beautiful car, man. Milk 'em, Booger boys. Watch Zealot, shunned for saying that I have measles. Shunned the Watch Zealot. Nick says, thoughts on the Rolex Explorer? Do you own the original Explorer? So, I own an Explorer 2, which is not the original Explorer. I own a 16570 40 millimeter. But my thoughts on the original Explorer, the Explorer 1016 is a grail of mine. That watch, 36 millimeter, patented tritium, or the indexes, I should say. It's ridiculously gorgeous. The index is puffy, creamy, dial, matte. 1016s, I mean, a year ago I saw one online for like 10 grand. I think now they're going, and that was in decent condition. Now I think they're going way above that. But yeah, on my grail list is the Rolex 1016, and that is, you know, I'm happy with my Explorer 2. I'm more than happy with my Explorer 2 16570, but it's a very different watch, right? Like The 16570 would be a Rolex you actually would go and explore with, because 40 millimeter case, beefy, very robust oyster case. The 1016 is very robust. It has an oyster case, but that's not really a watch nowadays you'd explore with. That's a watch that you would wear, and that you'd wear similarly to this. It would be something that if you know what it is. So yeah, 1016. I could go on and on gushing about the Rolex 1016. That is someday. You know, I want a solid gold president. I want, you know, there's bluesies, there's the Ever Rose Sky Dweller with the gunmetal dial. There's all these, you know, white gold president. All these Rolexes that I'd love to have, but something as understated as a 1016, I would get. Shabdo, I'm going to block you if you keep commenting So I'm gonna, if you keep doing that, I'm just going to block you, bro. Or Milkham's just gonna block you. Chi-Town, California says, Jory, would you go for a 6538 sub or a 1680 red sub? So one of my friends has a red sub. He also drives a 993. I say he's my friend. We know each other from Instagram, but I see him in my head as a friend. He's the man. He goes by the Kosher Stogie. We talk to each other on Instagram. I urge you to follow him, the Kosher Stogie. Comment on one of his pictures. Say, you know what? Everybody that's here, if you're on Instagram, the Kosher Stogie, comment on one of his photos and say the time teller sent you. Just spam him. Say the time teller sent you. Time teller sent me. Time teller sent me. Time teller sent me. Really cool. Drives a 911. Has a few really cool watches. He just bought a Royal Oak. But which one would I go for? I'd actually go for a 16800 because I have a 16800. I love the dial, love the creamy love the creamy tritium, and the pip up top, how it gets that kind of custardy egg. That's the perfect Submariner, I think. Proportion-wise, feel-wise, age-wise, 16800 is my favorite. Obviously, a red sub is out of this world as well. William J, we already hit 100. I'll do another wristwatch check. We already went past 100 and I did one, but I'll do another one. So this is my 2940. This has that prolific California dial. And this is one of the Kirk Rich dials. So if you do some history on these California dials, there's a lot of arguments about where it came from and how it came to be and this and that. Well, a few decades ago, this watch is from 1940. A few decades ago, a company here in California, Kirk Rich, became very famous for refinishing these dials. And this is one of the Kirk Rich dial bubble backs. So very proud to have this. Looks beautiful. I love the indexes on here. So yeah, very prolific company with a history with these Rolexes. Very cool. I'm looking up questions, guys. Don't worry. 1 second. Thinking of getting a SIN 556 when I can. Other alternatives to consider the same price point. Really want a pilot's watch for my graduation from pilot school that I can keep for good. Okay, so honestly, I would look up getting a Navitimer. It's a bit more expensive than a 556, but I would get a Navitimer. Also, you might really like the SIN 556. It's a great watch. I would rather get the Zin or Sin, however you want to say it. I'm American, speaking English. Zin is a really great company. I would rather get the Zin UTC. It's a bit bolder and it has a little bit more added functionality. So I would go with the Zin UTC. Big, bold, easy to read, and you have that functionality of dual time zones. Also, I would look into getting an Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot. I think that's probably a better watch than the Zin 556, in my opinion. But that's why you're here. You want my opinion, so I'm giving it to you. Have you gotten that bubble back serviced? Yeah, multiple times. In fact, I dropped it a year ago, and I broke the crystal, and I had to get it serviced and fixed again. Rockstar South. And guys, you want to know why it's on a Perlon, a single piece, is because I was wearing it on I'm not trying to put this company on blast, it's not their fault. I was wearing it on a Crown and Buckle Black Label strap. It looked beautiful. Had a spring bar failure on my wrist. The watch fell onto the pavement and cracked the crystal. So now it's on a single piece strap, because if it has a spring bar failure, it's still going to be on at least one of the spring bars is hopefully still going to be attached to the strap. Sorry. Nick, what would you recommend as a first Rolex for someone to buy? I'd get a Datejust, man. 36 millimeter. Honestly, I think that's a great first Rolex, right? It's fairly attainable nowadays. You got some puppies in a cage. It's the cutest thing ever. The guy has a little trailer with a little crate of puppies. That is adorable. That watch is from the beard's birth year. Embro. Yeah, UTC. Yeah, the UTC is an incredible watch. I mentioned that in one of my episodes a month ago. It works just like a GMT, right? You track dual time. Displays the same time as GMT. I explained the difference between UTC and GMT in that episode, but there's really no difference to how the time is displayed, at least. And with that Zin UTC, you get the functionality of a GMT, and it's also a very easy watch to read, and it's from a good company, so I would check that watch out. And it's 40 millimeters, or just below 40 millimeters. So again, very wearable watch. James K says, Jory, I feel your pain. The new Chris Ward Mark III review coming out soon. Very, 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 very soon. James K with the super chat says, Jory, can you speak a bit about bracelet stretch? Okay, so this is much more common bracelet stretch. It happens when, okay, so this is very common with older Datejusts, and not just Datejusts, older Jubilee bracelets. Oyster bracelets have less of a problem with this, although it does happen. It's less of an issue than with older Jubilee bracelets. Why is that? Well, Jubilee are held together with smaller little rings, almost like beads of rice. Not quite a beads of rice bracelet, but with little rings of metal. Now, the head of the watch and the function of your wrist going back and forth and moving around puts pressure on the bracelet. And so David said, I'm adorable. Thank you. So because of that, the metal after a while does start to lax, okay? Does start to stretch. And this is very, very common with two-tone and with precious metal Rolexes. So older ones. Now, there are companies that can tighten them up for you. They can actually do some rejuvenation, if you will. But that is, I mean, that is something to take into consideration, that a lot of these older Datejusts, a lot of these older Rolexes, a lot of these older watches with Jubilee type bracelets, they do see some stretching. It's not as common with Oyster bracelets, but it does happen. Milcom the moderator. Jory is also known as the bracelet stretcher. Watch, what if I was doing that and it just popped off? I'd be so sad. By the way, James, thank you for the super chat. I don't know if I mentioned, I answered your question, but I don't know if I thanked you for the super chat. Vipul, what's your view on Mont Blanc? They make amazing pens. The pen I use every day is my Meisterstuck. Love that watch, or love that pen. They also make very detailed watches that I've never owned. But it's a company that puts, I have some of their notebooks, I have a few of their pens. This is a company that puts a lot of detail into their products, and I know a few people that do own Mont Blanc dress watches, and they love them. So, I think it's a great company, to be perfectly honest. I think they're one of the outliers. I think they're a company that's not necessarily, I think they're one of the companies that's known for other things other than watches that actually does a good job with watches. People also say, oh, what about Cartier? Cartier is known for other things outside of watches. Yeah, but Cartier pretty much started with watches though. In fact, they were one of the first companies to even release wristwatches. So, Cartier is actually, and I've made a few videos about this and I've gotten some pushback. Cartier, although they're seen as a fashion company, they're one of the most orologically significant watch manufacturers ever, like in history. And that's why Cartier is in my top 5 probably watch, or top 3 maybe even watch manufacturers. Rolex, Seiko, and Cartier. I absolutely love Cartier. David says gold is softer than steel. That's very true. President bracelets can have stretching problems too. Yeah, again, that's because of the smaller links of metal, whereas oyster bracelets have larger portions, right? There's more material there, whereas president bracelets and jubilees have smaller attachment points. Again, I'm not an expert at explaining, you know, bracelets and the mechanics of that. But that, I think I did a decent general explanation. Motorhead. Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades. Yeah, I don't know if there's a more elegant watch than, you know, a proper Cartier tank. James K. Certified T3 Bot says, I love the way Jubilee bracelets look, but just want to avoid the way used ones look. Yeah, it's just, you know, hopefully when you pick one up, you've seen it, you know, beforehand and you know what you're getting into. The worst thing that could happen, it's not the worst thing, but I could see the frustration of buying an older watch with a Jubilee bracelet and picking it up and then seeing that it's like flopped over. So I said there's nothing more elegant than a proper Cartier tank, and someone said at Jlc Reverso. Reversos are amazing, they're beautiful, they're elegant, but they're technically sports watches. So they were literally made for polo players. Gotta go now, the bracelet stretcher booger boy. It's 9 p.m. over here. I need to get to business. Laszlo, thank you so much for joining the channel. You rock. You are part of the certified T3 bot army, and I love you for it. So thank you, brother. Vipul says Rado or Mont Blanc watch. Which one you recommend? Mont Blanc. All day. I see multiple Mont Blanc watches that I think are very cool. They're 1885 series, I believe. They're Geosphere or whatever. I see multiple Mont Blancs that I think are beautiful. I've never seen a Rado that I liked. That's just personal preference, though. Rockstar South says, do you think Date 8 goes well with a croc leather strap, especially with a suit? Yeah, I think that would look great. Let me fix my toupee. I think that looks I think it would look great, especially like a precious metal. Yeah, with like a dark leather strap, I think it would look amazing. El Cat says, Explorer 16570 or 216.570. 16570, much better proportions, doesn't look like a cartoon. The newer, more modern Explorer 2s look like a cartoon watch in my opinion. Laszlo says, nothing but love for you, brother. Well, thank you, man. No. We're done. Guys, we're done. We're done with the coffee. I'm so sorry. Guys, today started off kind of rocky, honestly, with all the technical difficulties. That's why we're naming this live stream Technical Difficulties. But you guys stuck it out with me, and you guys are the real champions of the day. So I want to say thank you. And yeah, you guys just rock. So 91 minutes, not bad for a Saturday live stream. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a blessed, healthy, safe, fun weekend. I'm definitely gonna see you Monday for that Monday episode, baby. So stay tuned for that. Also, what else do I have to say? Yeah, some really cool, some really cool reviews coming up, because I have a bunch of. Okay, someone just commented on my Instagram, if you shaved, you would look 17. Thank you. Anyway, guys, so I will be talking to you guys on Instagram. Don't worry, I'll be replying to some of the comments, this and that. You can DM me, of course. More reviews coming up. I have some micro brands that have sent me watches, so very exciting for that. Stay tuned for Monday's review for sure. Yeah, guys, I'm just gonna enjoy my weekend. So I love you guys. Remember to get out of your comfort zone. I'm not kidding. I know I say this every time, but it's worth it. Do something uncomfortable. It's okay to be uncomfortable. It's good to be uncomfortable. This is uncomfortable. Yelling. It was uncomfortable. Now it's very comfortable. I love doing this. So get out of your comfort zone. It's worth it. It'll pay off. Second thing I want you to do is to tell someone you love them. All right? And I'm going to start it off, because you shouldn't go a moment without telling someone you love them. So I love you guys at the bottom of my heart. You guys rock, and I am here because of you. So love you guys. Have a safe, healthy, happy, blessed weekend. I will see you on Monday. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller.